Hey guys, welcome back. You're still tuned into Trading Hour here on CNBC-TV18, and let's get you a corporate conversation now. Triveni Turbine is the first company on our radar today. It reported a strong set of third quarter earnings. Actually, the total orders during this quarter came in at over 400 crores, 420 crores to be precise. The margin was also quite steady compared to last year. So we now have the management joining us. Nikhil Sawhney is Vice Chairman as well as Managing Director at Triveni Turbine, and he joins us now to take some questions. Nikhil, thanks a lot for being with us today and taking out the time. This is Pavitra. If we can just begin by talking about your orders. Like I said, it looked quite strong in Q3, coming in over 400 crores. I think the total order book is around 1,200 crores. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But can you take us through what the execution timeline for this looks like?
Of course. Thank you, Pavitra. Thank you for having me on this morning, firstly. Triveni Turbine operates in the space of providing industrial heating and power solutions as well as renewable energy solutions. So I'm happy to give you visibility as to where we see orders. But very frankly, the orders are split between industry as well as renewable energy demand, both from India as well as our international order base. The execution cycle of our orders is typically between 9 to 10 months. And so it gives us ample visibility into the performance that we would have in the coming year. Given the fact that we're close to ending Q4, which is well on track in terms of what we had talked about in our earnings call, we think that we're in a good and steady footing. As you pointed out, our order booking is somewhere around the region of about 1,200 crores, which is a 26.5% increase over the same time last year. And so we anticipate this to further increase in the coming quarter. And so that provides us with reasonable visibility going forward into FY24.
You're saying the order booking run rate of 1,200 crores will sustain in Q4. Is that what the first 2 months tell you?
The order booking for the 9 months was 1,200 crores. The order booking for Q3 in itself was about 420 crores. Exactly. And so while it is capital goods is a lumpy business, what we can actually say is from a trend perspective that Q4 will be another very good quarter, both in all operating performances. That is on the top line, bottom line, as well as order booking.
Any indication of what Q4 could look like, Nikhil?
It's a little difficult to say right now. As you know, we'll be heading into our silence period very shortly. I think by mid-May, I'd be happy to come back and talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, we wanted to get you talking before you enter into your silent periods, which is why we were trying to, quiz you, Nikhil. But we have seen a big pickup in power demand. And that's one of the segments that you cater to. Are you seeing that too on the ground, and how would you quantify it?
Yes, very, very rightly so. Well, Triveni Turbine operates in the industrial space, as I said, and in the decentralized power generation marketplace. And if you look at it from an entire market, you have approximately 29% of the entire end energy demand, which comes from industrial heating and power requirements. As we see the energy transition of these companies moving away from a more carbon-intensive form into a more greener form of heat and power production, Triveni Turbine plays very adequately into that, as well as the fact that an increased amount of renewable energy demand from the world is coming in a decentralized form, both from biomass-based independent power production, as well as areas such as municipal solid waste incineration, as well as other waste heat recovery applications. And so when we look at it from an industry perspective, what we found in the last quarter was that our international inquiry book actually increased by about 55% on a year-on-year basis, while the domestic market, which had actually performed exceedingly well in the first 6 months on a year-on-year basis, the inquiries declined by about 5%. We see that picking up again in Q4, and we see the international market equally contributing towards it. So we're seeing a broad range of contribution, not only from industries such as cement from waste heat recovery application, as well as distilleries in India, which are incredibly strong from an ordering perspective, but internationally, the energy transition and renewable energy power generation is really the market that we concentrate on, because that's what's giving us orders.
Okay, Nikhil, so that's a pretty optimistic sounding commentary. Can you distill this into some numbers, some sense of how the business will look in FY24? I mean, at a broad top-line level basis, what's the growth you're anticipating? And do you see margin expansion? If yes, how much?
Well, I'd come onto your channel about a year ago and spoken to some colleagues of yours, including some of you on the call right now. And we talked about Triveni Turbine giving a guidance of a 35% CAGR growth in top line, bottom line for FY23 as well as FY24. And if you see our 9-month performance, we've already exceeded the entire year's performance in FY22. And so we think FY23 is going to exceed our expectations, and FY24 is on track.
So that's 25% top line and bottom line.
We said 35%, yes.
35%, okay. Sounds good, Nikhil. Thanks very much for giving us all the clarity there and reiterating that target as well. Really appreciate you joining us on the show today.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a quick break on that note. Come back with more on the markets in just a moment.